All right, hello all. I had told you everybody that I was going to be working on something called. I had been working on last video for GoKey, and what GoKey was basically this: call go key, and then you had a string, which was your string to check what you're doing, which is basically like let's say yes, no, and then you had your regular key scan like 3 to check for uppercase only. Then you had your key, then you had your variable, I should say. And then you had your status variable. Then you type go, and then your line number, which would be like 111 or whatever it was going to be. Now, the problem with this was that it would only do one line at a time. The idea was that you would have a key scan, and it would jump on the yes or no to that line. Now, it would jump to the next line on the go key, because basically it was like a regular key scan, other than the fact that it just checked for what you wanted in the string to be checked for. But it would only go to one number. So the problem was we needed something a little bit better than this, which is why I came up with this one, which is called call on key. So call on key works differently. You'll see it at line 120. And how that works is it does a list of keys. So let's say we have a string here like we have above, which is yes, no, maybe, like there. And then we have our number, which is up here. And then our key for that we're checking for, and then our status. Then it says go to. Now, I had go before because I had a token that was free and I was going to use it. But I went back with a go to because people were going to complain about this. They would type the 2 no matter what I wanted. So I might as well just put the go to in there. It doesn't make any difference. It's still just a token. XB doesn't care whether the token's the go token or the to token or the go to token. There's one for each one of them. And so it doesn't really matter to it. It's just a single token. So anyway, it goes to line 140, 150, 160. This is the routine. So let's do this. Let's run the program. Let's make this a little bigger, though, so you can see it, though. Make it a little easier for you. Now, what it does is it's going to the line number, like yes. There's yes. It just goes to the yes one. That's why it says yes above. And this is the no one. And then there's maybe. Now, this loop that I'm using here, it just jumps to the next line down to line 130, which is go to 120. So it works very much like a key scan does. Now I already have a command in RxB, which is go call key, and then a yes, no, maybe, 3, 3, and then K and S. Okay, this is normal RxB. What this allows you to do is run a command, but as you notice, it just sits there. It does nothing until you press a key. If I press the space bar or the enter or any key other than the 3 keys that are on the keyboard there, which I hit the end, what will happen is it'll just sit there. Whoops, hit the key. Oh, I was looking for a key, any key. So I had it set up for any key. So what it'll do is it'll look for a key, and if it gets a key, it goes to that key. It just prints it out. So it looks for a key, basically. That's all there is to it. And I think it's not working right because it shouldn't. It's at 32. So I probably have to go back and fix ONKEY because something's wrong. That's easy to fix. Anyways, I wanted to show you the code for what I did. That consists of going here. And this is going to be under number 8 and number 5. And here it is. This is the code that I'm using. Now, from the previous video I posted on GoKey, there's not a lot of difference. The only thing I really added to it, I kept all this stuff was pretty much the same. All this is the same. The only thing I added to it was the flag is slightly different. I changed the flag values, and everything else stayed the same. Now, for ONKEY, GoKey, exactly the same thing. But what I've done is I've expanded it so what we have here is it looks to see if there's a token, then it skips the tokens and go to the next token. So it does that on this section right here where it goes past each token until it gets to the bottom. And then when it gets to the bottom of the list, it looks for the one that was correctly in the list. So if you have a list of yes, no, maybe, like here, Y and M, it counts down the list of 3 characters until it finds it. When it matches up, that's the line number that it's going to go to. And so then it goes back and looks for that line number that it stored earlier, and then it just runs that line number. So that's your on key. Anyways, I can't go back and fix my RXP. I just wanted to post to let you guys know what's going on. Oh, I also wanted to mention something else. I've been working on something which was a power-up routine, and had been talking about this power-up. The idea was the power-up would go to any cartridge in the TI. So let's say we have a power-up routine somewhere on the TI, and what we want to do is we want to go to that let's say we want to go to that power up. Like here's your power up, would be right here above the user, that one. And what it would do is it would do a service routine on that. I want to do a service routine to say where the cartridge was. So let's say we have two cartridges loaded and it wants to see one cartridge and another cartridge. Well, I didn't realize this, but what happens with power ups is it only services one power up and one GROM. It doesn't service power ups in the other GROMs. The OS doesn't do that. So I was either have to write my own version of the GROM 0 to do a power up on every GROM to look for it, or I was going to have to write a simulate program. Well, the simulate program works, but it won't work with Classic 99 because if there's no GROM loaded between the two banks, it just locks up. Now, that's not Tercy's fault because he never planned on me doing crap like this in the first place. So I just want to give you guys an update on ONKEY and what I'm up to. And before 2012, I'll release RXB 2012 and a upgrade of the editor assembler also. It'll be a little bit different what you're used to, but it'll have more features. Anyways, that's the up-to-date on it and everything. Talk to you later.